morning. Good morning, guys. Okay, good morning, guys. Welcome back to our class. So, welcome back. So, today, what we have here is UI design elements, designing our design elements, how we can create that, and how we can work on that. So, welcome back. So, I'm waiting for someone to join before we start. We are starting very soon, guys. Very soon, very soon. Okay, so let's start. Let's get started. I think he will join us very soon. So we've been talking about UX, UI since a while now. We discussed about from the start. Talked about introduction, right? Human-centered design. We talked about design thinking. We talked about what's it called? Research. So we discussed the kind of research we have, and we talked about so many other things. We talked about UX deliverables. We've discussed the uh, um, user interface, right? We talked about the wireframing, and yesterday we discussed um, UI principles. So on how to blend our designs that will make it more suitable and what that will look more beautiful, and that everything will be well structured. So today we'll be discussing about UI design elements. But before we go into that, because today's slide is just about 7 or 6 pages, so it's not that much. So before we go into today's slide, should we should discuss we should try to work on the practical aspect, which is our ongoing project, the one of the food refrigerator, on how to keep food waste, right? So yesterday we talked about the some key features we have based on our research, and then I asked my student to work on the user interface, right? And he has, I mean, I said user interface, user interview, and he has done a good job on that. So we'll be looking into that, and hopefully we synthesize that today and try to come up with UX deliverables. So deliverables like user persona, user flows, and can come up with user stories or user journey. So let's look on that. Let's try to work on that. Okay. So okay, I have the file here. So this is the first person, right? I think, okay, this is the second person. So this is the name of the person, Mrs. Agbalaya, and then we have the location. Person stays in urban region, and how often. And how often do you throw away food that has gone bad or expired? She said once in a while. So, what are the primary reasons for food waste in your household? Misjudging the freshness of food and overspending on groceries. Which of the following feature would you find most useful in a smart refrigerator designed to use notifications from mobile apps because they are convenient to use? Okay. Would you like to would you like the smart refrigerator to provide information on storing food? She said yes. Do you currently use any tools or method to track the expiration dates of food items in your fridge? She said no, and she will be glad to have one, to see one working. Okay, so these just few questions. Though this kind of interview is not intense, right? But we still have some information on it. It's not that intense, but we still have something we can take from it. Okay, so without wasting much of our time, uh, I think you can now see the screen very clearly now. We have tried to work on the quality streaming. So let's go to our Figma file. Let's check something. Where is it? Okay. Where is the research? Okay, so based on the user survey we had, we've been able to come up with these key features: barcode inputting items information manually, automated expiration date tracking, mobile app notification, recipe suggestion based on inventory. And we've been able to come up with this information architecture, but still we have some other UX deliverables we need to do. So the first one, which is the user persona. So we've discussed about user persona as a representation of a what, of a person or group of people, right? That that contains some of their information, demographic informations, their attitudes, their frustrations, their what's it called, their needs and motivations, sometimes their device usage, and their everyday activities. So uh, if you want to create a user persona, because uh, in this user interview we've been able to have some key things like the user needs, right? She made mention of she will be glad to have to see a what, a an app that can track food waste, right? That can track expiration dates, right? That's the kind of goal she wants to achieve, right? And she also made mention of some frustrations she's facing, which is misjudging the freshness of food and overspending on groceries. That's the kind of frustration we have. That, and we have about demographic information. We have the name of the person. We have the location where the user stays, like in what's it called, urban region. Okay, so we have that. But we still need some more information, right? Or on how we can elaborate on these ideas we got from this information. So the first thing is to take note of. Okay, let me bring in a frame. Okay, so let's just name this user persona, right? So user persona. Okay, so we have the person's demographic information. Let's just write something down. Let me just have this here. So we have the person's name, right? Name as Mrs. Agbalaya. Agbalaya, sorry. And we have the region as urban, right? That's what hope I'm still live. Okay. Right. These are information we have about demographics, right? But it depends. If you actually know the person very well, you know more about the person, you can try to write down maybe the person's occupation, the person's other details, but we are good to go with this. So, and I also made mention of something while discussing the UX deliverables, that we also have what is called proto persona. So that's a persona that is created without research. Okay, without research. So if you just come up with somebody's name, somebody's detail, information that you think that might be needed for your work, for your design, right? You just try to come up with something. That is a proto persona. You did not carry out a research, right? So definitely we can add some other thing here. Okay, so like something like occupation. So something like occupation, we can just have high school teacher. Because we'll be needing some kind of story, right? Especially when we get to the frustrations and the goals, we'll be needing some kind of story. So the story will be tailoring to the what's it called, to the, it could be the occupation, and it might also be affected by the region the person is staying. So now we have what are the primary reasons for food waste. So let's just say we are okay with the demographic information. Let's go to we also have frustrations, because before going to the goals, you should be facing something first before saying you want to achieve a particular thing, right? So let me just duplicate this. So now the frustrations she's facing is misjudging the freshness of food and overspending on groceries. So what I'm going to do here is just to highlight that, and after we will elaborate on it. We can make use of AI to do that, or if you are good at compelling story, you can just write something like that. Okay, we also have more. We have more based on our research, our previous research. So if you are creating a user persona, for instance, so if you think you still have some other user frustrations or some other user information, you can add that to a specific one just to make it okay. And we also have unclear expiration dates, overbuying groceries. She made mention of overbuying groceries and food freshness. So unclear expiration dates and spoiled foods, right? So this is the frustration she's facing, right? So, and whatness is the goal. She has a goal she wants to achieve. Goal or goals. Let's just have it. So, what is it? So without wasting much of it, okay, can still do something here. So she said she needs an app that can. She will be glad to have an app that can track food waste, expiration date of food items in the fridge. That's one. She also said uh, she would love an app that provide information on storing food items. That's another goal, right? Food item to maximize freshness and safety. That's another goal. She also said she would like a notification for mobile apps for what, to check for food expiration dates. That's another goal. So she has about three particular goals she wants to achieve. The first one is expiration date tracking. Oh, sorry. Mobile app notifications.